All right, the NBA draft is coming up. The Lakers have the 55th pick. This video is about the only prospect that I see is worth kind of pursuing for the Lakers. When I say pursuing, I mean the Lakers could make a jump in the draft to get this particular player. Or the Lakers could trade into the draft to get this particular player. I'm not talking about them trading into the second round. I mean something significant, something substantial, right? This is not clickbaity. There is a player from Maryland named Derik Queen. The dude is 6'10", averaged 16.5 points last year, about 9 rebounds, shot 53% from the field. He is the only player in the tournament that popped to me. So I was watching the tournament this past year, and I saw Maryland play, and I saw this dude Derik Queen play. And the dude jumped off the page to me because he's young. Well, actually, he's an older freshman. He's 20 years old right now, right? But he's young. He's labeled as a center, but obviously has a power forward type game, type build. He is not a rim protector per se, but he is very good with his feet. Great footwork. And he is the one player that I looked at and I said, damn, man, if this dude grows into his body, he could be something special. You got Cooper Flagg. I get it. I get great player. I get it. Lakers don't have a chance of getting Cooper Flagg. The reason why I brought up Derik Queen is because I believe, and I've believed for months now, that the primary trade partner for the Lakers is the Houston Rockets. Or it's a team that's kind of similar to the Houston Rockets. So, you take Houston. Houston was the number 2 seed in the West this year, in a very competitive Western Conference this year. They were the number 2 seed. And they did that having some low lows. I mean, when they went on losing streaks, they went on losing streaks. Had they avoided some of those losing streaks, they'd be in an even better position than they were at the end of this year, right? Well, it's not just that they were the number 2 seed. You have to look at their team. You have to look at their roster, right? They're missing a blue-collar, bring-it-every-night type player. That's what they're missing. A blue-collar veteran with great work ethic, that's a great team guy. They're missing that. That player, in my opinion, is Austin Reaves, right? So, while Austin Reaves is valuable to us, he is just a victim of bad timing with the Lakers. You know, there's 2 things you have to rely on regarding Austin Reaves with the Lakers. One is that he is able to mature his game to the point that he could play next to Luka. I believe he could play next to LeBron. But can he play next to Luka, who is so ball dominant? 2, is JJ Redick going to take the ball out of Luka's hands so that other people could shine? Right? Does JJ Redick have the balls? Right? Does he have the weight in his ass to go and tell Luka, nah, man, this is not what we're doing anymore. This ain't where it's at. We're not going to win like this. Right? The great article just came out where it spoke about how Phil Jackson had to go to Michael Jordan and say, hey, look, man, we're going to a triangle offense, which means it's going to take the ball out of your hands. But it's okay. You're going to get as many opportunities as you did before. Right? Does JJ Redick have the nuts to do that? In my opinion, at this phase of his career, JJ Redick does not have the nuts to do that. Right? And therefore, Austin Reaves got to go. He has to go. Right? Because as long as you have Luka Doncic and LeBron James, you have the potential to be a championship contending team. It all depends on what the general manager does or does not do. That's what the Lakers are banking on right now. What does the general manager do? Right? Last year, he sat on his ass. He had LeBron. He had Anthony Davis, which means you should be a championship contending team, assuming the general manager gets up off his ass. And he did not get up off his ass last offseason. So it's very interesting to see what the Lakers do this offseason. But what we do know is, as of right now, JJ Redick has shown that he is not, it is confident and as blusterous as kind of his coaching style is. Very direct. Sounds very blunt. He is very insecure as a coach, right? And what we saw in the playoffs against Minnesota was an insecure coach. A coach who probably knew better, but felt like he needed to put on a show because he's in Los Angeles and it's the Lakers. And if he doesn't do anything, then it's going to look like he wasn't trying. And it's all about what it looks like. You know, I've met people like that where they come off as, strong and all this other shit. But when the shit hits the fan, right, who do they become? And JJ Redick became a punk. He did. Right? A lot of y'all are going to look at this and say, oh, man, you're hating. Or no, man, everybody says everything is hating nowadays. I'm telling you right now, JJ Redick became a punk in the playoffs this past season. The actions he pulled, he put the onus on his team. He put the onus on Rob Pelinka. And y'all know, I'm not one to defend Rob Pelinka. I think he's a terrible general manager. But he put the blame on Rob Pelinka and on his team when it was his responsibility to get his guys ready. And I'll repeat again, Dalton Connect, the way he started the season, he should have been more by the end of the year, not less. And JJ Redick played him into a position where he was less, which is awful, right? But I say all that to say this. JJ Redick is not the guy to go and, in my opinion, I hope he changes. He may change, but in my opinion, he is not the guy to go and tell Luka, no, man, we're not doing this anymore. I don't give a shit that you like the game to go at your pace, at this slow-ass pace, right? With the ball going through your hands all the time, which totally inflates Luka's numbers. His numbers are inflated, you guys, right? You got somebody who holds the ball that much? Yeah, duh. They should have 8 assists a game. Duh, they should have a certain amount of rebounds a game, as much as they play, right? Yo, his numbers are inflated, right? He's not getting good, clean numbers in the team offense. And I don't believe that JJ Redick yet has the balls to institute a team offense or go to Luka and say, hey, look, man, you touching the ball so much ain't helpful for the team. So we're not doing that anymore. We're doing this. Suppose you holding the ball 12 seconds out of every 24-second shot clock opportunity. You're going to hold the ball 5 seconds because we're running this offense. I don't think JJ Redick could do it. And because I don't think he could do it, I think Austin Reeves has to go. This is the other part of this. I believe management knows Austin Reeves needs to go. Right? I don't think that they want to know, though. You know what I mean? A lot of people just don't want to know. Because if you don't know, then you got plausible deniability, right? You could bullshit yourself into another day of decent living. Conscious, clearance-free, decent living. And I don't get the impression that the Lakers really want to know about what JJ Redick is, right? I believe JJ Redick has the potential to be a very good coach. He just has to understand, right? And I know he's not a kid. He's a grown man. But even then, you get to grown man age 40 and grown man age 57, and it's two different things, right? Sometimes you still don't know that you're bullshitting yourself, right? And so I think that management wants to believe JJ Redick is that guy no matter what. And his actions are, you got to believe in JJ Redick type thing, right? Well, that's a certain mentality that says you don't want to know some shit, right? What do you mean you got to believe in JJ? I don't have to believe in anybody. What are you talking about? If I look on the court and I see it's bullshit, you're telling me I got to believe it's not bullshit because it's JJ Redick coaching? No. I believe that management has a certain amount of that in them. They speak on that frequency sometimes. And because they speak on that frequency sometimes, I question whether they see what the Lakers really need or what JJ Redick really needs to do. And the reason why I bring up management is because management has to engineer a team that JJ Redick can't fuck up. I've said before, that I'm a safety engineer, and they got something called the hierarchy of controls. And if you know that people are inclined to do a certain thing, then you put in controls that prevent them from doing that thing, right? You could eliminate that thing or that hazard. You could substitute that hazard for something that's not hazardous or won't create a hazard once used. You could institute engineering controls. So put barricades around that hazard so that people don't use them or don't accidentally use them or whatever, right? Those are the three highest controls that you could use, right? Then you got warning signs, you have administrative controls, and then you have personal protective equipment, right? Well, management's responsibility here is to engineer a team, right, that JJ Redick can't fuck up. That he can't take his dogma, his want of playing 5 guys in a second half. I'm not saying that he ever tries that again. I'm saying it's in this dude. This dude takes those kind of actions, right? It's in him. We know it's in him now. To do something extreme, often extremely stupid. Often extremely stupid to make it look like you did everything you can. Right? I sat Jackson Hayes a whole freaking game in which Rudy Gobert looked like Wilt Chamberlain. Right? It's in this dude to do shit like that. So, I believe the Lakers aren't getting rid of him. The Lakers are riding with JJ Redick. So then what do they have to do? If you're going to ride with the guy, now it's not on JJ Redick anymore. Of course it is to a certain extent. He's a coach. But it's not right now. It's not about JJ Redick. It's about the freaking management. The management has to put forth a team that acknowledges who their coach is. If you know that this dude over here, right, is inclined to put the blame, right, or take actions that indicate he's putting the blame on 10 out of 15 players, right, saying that you could only find 5 players that were worth a damn, recognize that. If you know that you got a coach who's willing to sit their starting center for a whole freaking game, right? And even after the first half, when the opposing center, who never got off like this before, looks like Wilt Chamberlain, you still got too much pride to go to that center and say, hey, you're going in the second half. I was wrong. That's who you're dealing with. Okay, fine. If you agree that's who you're dealing with, right? Then now it's on you, management. If you're not going to fire him, it's on you, management, to engineer a team that insulates you and protects you from this person's personality, from what they want to do, right? And in my opinion, that requires management to get rid of Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves got to go. And the reason why I keep saying Houston is a perfect fit is because of where Houston sits right now. They were a number 2 seed. They're young as hell. They got up and coming players, right? If you had to ask me the top 3 players, right, for Houston's future, and it's a great future, by the way, it's Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun, and Amen Thompson, the freaking superstar, man. So what do you need next to those 3 guys? Do you need a 4th option? No, you don't. You don't need a 4th option, right? And that's what the Lakers tried to make Austin Reaves. And Austin Reaves is not an option player. He is not that type of player. He's a player that kills you between the lines, right? You got 2 or 3 guys going off on your ass, and then you got this dude too. Austin Reaves is this dude too. He is not an option player, right? He's not the 4th option. And that's what Houston does not need. Houston needs more glue guys, right? Or guys who perform at a level of slightly above a glue guy. But they're not an option per se, right? They could step up, but they're not an option. They got options, man. Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith will be an option player, and Alperen Sengun is definitely an option player. They don't need Jalen Green. That's who they don't need, right? So I always thought that the Lakers would ultimately end up trading Austin Reaves plus whatever for Jalen Green plus whatever. I don't know what the package is, but I always thought that would be the trade because Jalen Green is an option player. He's a player that you may go to and say, hey man, go get us a bucket type thing, right? Much more so than Austin Reeves is. That's one. Two, Houston has a team to where they're good damn near everywhere. They got interchangeable players in many different spots. Dude, what they need right now is just not the number 10 pick. They just don't need the number 10 pick. I mean, could they use it? Might they, draft something great? Are they on their grind as far as scouting and shit goes? Potentially. They just don't need the number 10 pick. Not with that team. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were the Washington Wizards, yeah, that's another story. I get it. But not with that team. Not with a team that was the number 2 seed in the West. They don't need the number 10 pick. So, if I was the Lakers, right, I would try to get Jalen Green or Jalen Green in the number 10 for Austin Reeves, or Austin Reeves and that 31 pick unprotected. That's what I would do. And my goal in the draft is to get Derik Queen. I love that dude, man. I love his play. When he's on the left side, he shoots left-handed. When he's on the right side, he shoots right-handed. Right? Dude is 6'10". He's going to grow into his body. He's going to lean out. You could see he got baby fat on him. I don't know what kind of worker he is, but if he is a worker, yo, go get this dude. That guy is awesome. Again, he is the one dude who I saw in the tournament that popped. He popped off the screen to me, man. I said, yo, who is this guy? He just gets buckets. Period. He just gets buckets. Dude has a face to the basket, spot up shot that is beautiful. In time, he's going to be able to shoot threes. His touch around the rim is awesome. Absolutely awesome, man. He could play back to the back, or he could face you up, which is an option that the Lakers just went years without because we didn't see the value in it. And now that the rest of the league is telling us, no, there's actually value in this, we're trying to get back on the bandwagon again, which, like I said, if you're chasing the style and you're the Lakers, you are way behind, right? But this dude has a face to the basket, back to the basket game. He has old school moves. The dude reminds me of a combination between Zach Randolph and Kevin McHale. That's who he reminds me of. And he is skillful. The dude could dribble. He could handle the ball. Not that I'm asking him to do that shit. I'm speaking to his skill set, right? He could dribble. He could handle the ball. Just super unique skill set. Super unique skill set. And that's who I want the Lakers to get. If the Lakers could move up in the draft, right, go get the number 10 pick or some shit, that's who I want them to get. I want them to get Derik Queen. Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, all these. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't seen him play. I saw Cooper Flagg play. Dude's very good. He deserves to be the number 1 pick. I get it, right? But if I had to say, there was one dude in the, like, even Cooper Flagg's game doesn't pop to me. It did not pop to me off the screen. Like, for example, I saw him play, and when I saw him play, I knew he was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft, right? And I'm looking, and I'm like, yo, dude, could this dude end up being Keith Van Horn? Possibly. With that being said, I went out and bought his cards. I got some graded cards, man. Some gold 1 of 50s type, top chrome refractor type shit. I got some of his cards, but man, I looked at his game and I said, is it a guarantee his game translates? And I initially said no, but then I thought about what the NBA players said about him during the Olympics. They said this dude was busting everyone's ass. So, hey man, maybe he's as good as advertised. I hope he is. Maybe he's as good as advertised. But the only other player that I saw that popped off the screen was Derik Queen. And Derik Queen comes from a program at Montverde Academy in which he really was, from what I hear, he was not allowed to show who he was his whole game. He kind of deferred to, because Montverde Academy, man, they got all kinds of players, and I think Cooper Flagg went there, but he kind of deferred to Cooper Flagg. But anyway, when he gets to Maryland, apparently he is better than what people thought he was going to be. And he's showing all this stuff, and it's like, yo, man, where was this guy? It's the same as like what they say about the center. I can't think of his name. Watch. I can't remember what his name. Watch. I can't remember what his name is, man. But the center on Duke, they said that dude, he was at Duke and he just played his role, right? Cooper Flagg was a star. They had Con Knipple, right? And he did what he needed to do. And they're saying this dude has potential out the ass, Yeah, Derik Queen is one of those guys, and you look at him and you look at his body, and it's like, yo, man, if this dude ever went to work, I mean, you could tell he got it in his body. His body is pudgy looking, right? But you see, if the dude ever decided to get in tip-top shape, yo, this dude's a star. He's a star. With that skill set, he's a star. He is not a rim protector, right? But a lot of times you would like all your players to be rim protectors. Then, of course, you would like your big men to be rim protectors. In my opinion, this dude is a classic power forward, right? Dude takes me back, man. I was watching highlights, and I get it. It's a highlight reel. I know what highlight reels do. But I'm watching him play, and watching one in the tournament, but two in highlight reels. And I'm saying, yo, man, this dude got a touch that is uncanny. See, that's what you should look for. Not that they have a touch, but they have an uncanny touch. Something that is different. Something that for whatever reason works, right? And this dude has that. And then he has an old school game, jump hooks, up and unders, reverse layup, just a plethora of just shit, right? And then, the dude, when I looked at him, I was like, yo, man, he's pulling up from 15 to 20 feet. And you could tell he could shoot that shot, right? And it takes you back to the old school powerful, like a Charles Oakley, Bob McAdoo, right? Not that he's Bob McAdoo. Bob McAdoo was special with his shooting, but like a Bob McAdoo later on in his career, Adele Davis, all these dudes. The NBA had 20 6'9", 6'10" dudes back in the day who could shoot a 15 to 20 footer, and when they shot it and they made it, it just killed you. You know what I mean? It was just like, damn, man, they keep finding this dude in that spot, and that dude is good from that spot, and that dude chose to make his living on offense from that spot, because that's the spot where he's going to be open. You know what I mean? He hits those kind of shots, and you could tell his touch in time is going to make him a very good three-point shooter. I saw this dude, man. I'm just like, yo, this dude. I went again, like I said, I bought his gold card, gold refractor, 1 of 50. I went and bought it last night, man. Because I see when I watch college. This is what I love about investing, right, in cards, is that you could watch based on your knowledge, right, and you could know or not know, you could have a strong belief of what a player is going to be. And I looked at that dude, I said, yo, man, he's a star. This dude is a star. This dude is a 25 point, 10 rebound type player in 2 to 3 years. That's what he is. He's a serviceable big man, a serviceable power forward next year, right? It's just all about what your coach believes. Who is your coach? Again, that's why I went to that whole soliloquy about JJ Redick, right? Because again, the Lakers, in order to get past JJ Redick and his faults, not that he can't mature and grow out of his faults, but from what we know now, JJ Redick has his faults, man. You have to engineer a team that takes those into account. And in my opinion, when you go and trade a Austin Reeves for a Derik Queen, right? You're telling JJ Redick, yo, you better play this motherfucker. Yeah, it's on you that by the end of the year, this motherfucker is ready to play in the playoffs. You got 82 games. Get them ready. What are we playing for? Are we playing for the 3 seed? Is that what we were playing for this year? Not when you're the Lakers, man. Not when you have Luka Doncic and LeBron James. You're not playing for the 3 seed. Right? You're playing to win the title. When you have Luka and LeBron, you're playing to win the title. Especially when you got LeBron at 40 years old. So, with that being said, does the 3 seed matter? Of course. Are we playing to be in the play-in? Of course not. I'm saying that if playoff basketball, right, is tougher than regular season basketball, then start with the playoff basketball. Play playoff basketball during the regular season. The team that is closer to playing playoff basketball during the regular season is better built to win when the playoffs start. And that's what I'm saying the Lakers ought to do. Right? So, you have Dalton Connect on your bench. He is your new Austin Reeves. Right? Well, Dalton Connect ain't, shut the fuck up. I know he ain't as good. Right? But he was better than Austin Reeves at points this season. And he was benched. And he was told, he was put on the shelf. Right? The biggest thing that stopped Dalton Connect was JJ Redick. That dude was balling his ass off. And we couldn't have it at that time. So, Dalton Connect, you're the man. Unless some trade or something comes up in which, you know, yeah, you got to go, man. But Dalton Connect, you're the man. Go get this dude, Derik Queen, if you can. Right? From where I see, he could go higher, he could go lower in the draft. It's hard to tell. But from where I see, Austin Reeves is a fair trade for him. Right? Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, Austin Reeves has proven Derik Queen is not. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So what? You know something or you don't. You know what I mean? When when San Antonio traded George Hill for Kawhi Leonard, that was risky. That was risky. But San Antonio got it right, didn't they? Because San Antonio had to know something. Right? They had to see something. They had to value something. Right? You got Tony Parker there. We could do without George Hill. As good as George Hill is, we could do without him. And we could go get an unknown forward from San Diego State. Right? It worked out for him. Yo, this might not work out for you. I get it. Still, you got to swing for the fences, man. When you're the Lakers, you got to swing for the fences. And one of the biggest problems we got is both Rob Pelinka and JJ Redick are worried about themselves and what they look like. Anyway, that's this video. There's a lot more I wanted to say, and there was different directions that I thought about going, but it's long enough. Please like and subscribe. Again, Derik Queen. Go get Derik Queen. You guys know that I've been big on Tristan Vucevic, right? Because of who Tristan Vucevic is and his game and his status, his stature in the league, he's still 100% gettable. Go get him too. You can. Just go do it. Go do it. All right, y'all. Be cool. I'll hit you next time. Please like and subscribe.